Welcome to Devil's Advocate, the show where we take a hotly debated topic and try to approach it equally from both sides. In this, the first episode, we'll be taking a look at a topic which has lit the internet on fire since it hit during VidCon 2017 and involves the very public feud between extreme feminist Anita Sarkeesian and extreme feminist criticizer Sargon of Akkad. For the very few of you not in the know, VidCon is an annual YouTube-centric convention which has been running since 2010 and was created by YouTube creators Hank and John Green of the Vlogbrothers fame. During the last 8 years, the event has gone from strength to strength, with the first achieving an attendance of around 1,400, with the latest pulling in crowds exceeding 25,000. That is a hell of a lot of people. So naturally, the event has become the biggest within the online video community. Because of this, VidCon often attracts some of YouTube's biggest names, including Markiplier, Smosh, whoever the hell these people are, and everybody's favorite lover or hater feminist, Anita Sarkeesian. There is a lot to be said about Anita Sarkeesian and the split she has created not only within the gaming community, but within the online community as a whole. In fact, she does a great job of dividing other feminists with her extreme views. So it's safe to say that Anita Sarkeesian has garnered a lot of attention, both good and bad. Whilst some people will support Anita to the point where she could literally say anything and people would agree, she also has gained an equal, if not greater amount of people who will literally sit in front of their computers just waiting for her to speak, just waiting to grasp onto anything purely so they can throw together a video and upload it to YouTube where they'll be able to list her points and state how every single one of them is wrong. One of those such people is Carl Benjamin, aka Sargon of Akkad, a British YouTuber who has a whole catalogue of videos attempting to debunk Anita Sarkeesian. Having built a solid fan base who come to him to expect criticism toward third-wave feminism, it is clear that Sargon of Akkad enjoys his career as a notorious stirrer of the proverbial pot. So, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? That may be going a little too far, giving them a little too much credit on both sides, but it's the best way I could think of to describe these two people with such utterly different opinions and them coming together in such a way that makes headlines. But therein lies the issue. They did not come together in the way that, say, Lacey Green and Chris Reagan came together. And I apologize for putting that image into your head. But instead, they came together in a way which was both totally avoidable and was absolutely unnecessary. Let me paint a word picture, but also let me use images because I'm lazy. During a panel on Women Online, in which Anita Sarkeesian was a panelist, Sargon of Akkad and a group of his friends decided to attend and record the panel. Because they are such eager beavers, Sargon and his buddies arrived early to ensure that they got as close to the front as possible. And they did, of course, sit right slap bang in the center of Anita's eye line. Once Anita spotted that Sargon was there, she then proceeded to call Sargon a shithead and a garbage human, and didn't allow Sargon to respond at all. What has since followed is a series of blog posts and video responses from those on both sides explaining their own unique viewpoints on the event. According to the post from Anita on Feminine Frequency, Carl is a man who profits from harassing me and other women. He makes over $5,000 a month on Patreon for creating YouTube videos that mock, insult, and discredit myself and other women online. From this, it is obvious that Anita is well aware of Sargon and the type of content he creates, and Sargon is more than aware that Anita knows this. The post goes on to say, the moderator posed the question, why do we still have to talk about the harassment of women? I replied, because I think one of my biggest harassers is sitting in the front row. But we know from video evidence that that is not exactly the wording which Anita used.
If you Google my name on YouTube, you get shitheads like this dude who are making these dumbass videos that just say the same shit over and over again. It's like, I can't pay you attention because you're garbage human.
So by lying within your first paragraph, you are already struggling with your argument. Anita did attack Sargon of Akkad, who was simply sitting in the first row, so Anita has technically broken the rules set out by VidCon regarding the behavior of its panelists. In that moment, calling Sargon a shithead, she allowed her temper and her frustrations to get the better of her. And all you need is one small screw up. That is all you need in this community. You don't need to do anything big. You don't need to shove a banana up your ass to get attention and to get the sort of response that these people just love to do. Okay? You screw up just a little bit and they will take that bait and they will run with it. Sargon and his supporters called out Anita, and they called for her to be removed from the VidCon lineup and from the panels, and just to be disassociated with the entire event. Sargon reveled in playing the part of the victim, sticking out his bottom lip and pointing his finger whilst telling the teacher, in this case Hank Green, that the big bad girl shouldn't be allowed to play on the swings anymore. He took what in the grand scheme of things was an insignificant screw-up from a highly regarded feminist, I'll give it that, but he took it and he ran with it. He poked the bear with a stick, and then he was shocked when the bear lashed out, and then he took to YouTube to make a 70-minute video saying how the bear should be removed from the zoo. Yes, Anita was wrong, but Sargon knew what he was doing. Let's take a look at events from the other side for a moment. Sargon knew that by sitting on the front row, Anita would see him. He knew that she would recognize him, and he knew that his presence would have an effect on her, whether she showed it or not. Maybe he wanted to ask her a question during the Q&A. I'm sure he had something really good lined up, and he was going to stand in front of the microphone and he would hope to shake her. But no, all she had to do was see him sat there, and that was enough to get him the reaction that he so clearly wanted. Following the event, Sargon released a video giving his side of the story. Apparently all he wanted to do was turn up and listen. Quite a noble cause, I am sure you will agree, but just take a look at this clip which was recorded before that panel took place.
You're coming here to set people off, to troll them, or elicit emotion?
Maybe, but I mean, I think our very presence is going to do that. I don't think we actually have to do anything to do that.
Like Anita, Sargon is very smart. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows that his actions, no matter what they are, will have consequences. Whether that action is creating a YouTube video and debunking what she says during the panel, or getting a rise out of Anita, which is exactly what happened. He was more than aware that his presence would be enough to get a rise out of people, so therefore he is not blameless in this situation. Yes, in a certain context, he is the one who has been wronged here, but it is never as simple as that. When you have a history as colorful as Anita and Sargon do, there are always so many more shades of grey than you can count. On this occasion, Sargon was a playground bully who stuck out his jaw and said, "Hit me, hit me." And then once Anita hit him, he started to cry, and he told everyone about the nasty girl who attacked him. It doesn't matter whose side you're on, but it is important to realize and acknowledge when you do something wrong. Anita is perfectly entitled to push feminism, but Sargon is also equally as allowed to make content which disputes what Anita says. It comes to battles like this when nobody is in the right, but people often forget that the people they admire and the people that they listen to can do stupid things. It is easy to forget that the people you agree with can also say things that you don't agree with. You don't need to always agree with them. You can disagree with people, even people you admire, even people in authority, because sometimes people are just downright stupid. So when it comes to VidCon and the altercation between Anita Sarkeesian and Sargon of Akkad, can we not just agree that both of them are douchebags? Can we not just agree that both of them are in the wrong? That maybe one of them should have been the bigger person? Maybe Sargon shouldn't have been on the front row of her panel? Maybe Anita shouldn't have called Sargon a garbage human and a shithead? Both of them contributed towards what is something that should have never happened. So maybe they should just agree to stay away from each other and pretend like each other doesn't exist. But then again, maybe they wouldn't make as much money on Patreon. I don't know. Thank you for watching this episode of Devil's Advocate. I have a ton of ideas to make episodes going forward. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Comment below. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about. I've got a ton of things I'd like to say, so please subscribe. Thanks again for watching. You're all awesome.